The following segments are pre-recorded and sponsored by Longworth Productions.
Meet the musical director on Triad Today. Hello everyone, I'm Jim Longworth and welcome to another edition of Triad Today, coming to you once again from the beautiful Senior Botanical Garden in Curtisville. We'll tell you more about them later on, and later on is when the roundtable shows up. We'll get into Lord knows what kind of controversy with them. That's at the end of the program, so I hope you'll stay with us. Between now and then, some great information coming your way. We'll even talk about a big event. I won't tell you about it now, but later on we'll tell you about a big event coming up. But first, I was thinking on the way over here, you know, in my 54 years in broadcasting, I've never interviewed a musical director, conductor of a major symphony orchestra until now. And we have a very special guest with us. I'm going to call her the new conductor, the new musical director, Michelle Merrill with Winston-Salem Symphony. And I just love that you're here with us. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Jim.
When did you first show an interest in music? Was it one of these things where as a toddler you picked up a drum or a horn or something, or did it come later?
You know, I always loved music. Just growing up in church, would sing. I started doing, you know, little handbells and singing the kids' choirs. But it really was one time on Halloween that I was trick-or-treating and the person was handing out her fun-sized candy bars and her business card was attached to it for piano lessons. And that's when I was like, you know, I've heard piano.
You had a lady
organ.
give you her business card with the candy?
With the candy.
You know,
it was
some
attached
states,
to the
that's
candy.
illegal in some states, Michelle. But no, I'm glad it turned out positive. Now, look, you've been all over the world. You've distinguished yourself all over the world. So what drew you to the Winston-Salem Symphony?
I had always known of its reputation. I had a dear friend who was the bassoonist with the Dallas Symphony who grew up in Lenore, and he would come to Winston-Salem, and when this came about, he was like, oh, that's a really good symphony. And when we were coming as part of the audition process, which was a whole 18 months of kind of an audition, part of it, my family and I came up and we just kind of fell in love with the area then, and then I was very happy to be invited back as a finalist. It's basically every time we come, we love something even more, or we discover something new. And it's just such a beautiful area that's really tucked away in nature, and you can get to mountains and beaches and waterfalls and everything.
Absolutely.
But aside from that, this whole area in the Piedmont Triad, it just has so many feels of a big city, but yet the small town community feeling. I grew up in a small town, and so I love that about it as well.
I thought you grew up in Dallas.
I was born in Dallas, but grew up in East Texas in a tiny little town called Canton.
Yeah, I want to clear that up, because Dallas, unless it's shrunk, it's still pretty big.
Yes.
Hey, this very quickly, this may be a weird question, but what do you think the mission of the orchestra is or should be?
Well, what we're really trying to do is make sure that people realize it is for them. The music, I think, is for every single person, and we want people to realize that it's not just, you know, something that you go to and you have to be super fancy and wear a tuxedo. No, come in your flip-flops if you want to. We just want you to experience the music, and one of our taglines right now is experience music in a new way.
Right.
And to me, that means we're so used to listening on AirPods or Bose headphones or something that is electric. But if you hear it acoustic, it really washes over you in a completely different way.
Absolutely, absolutely. To hearing it live and the symphony. Now, there was a note that I read about you that I think you were starting up or continuing. There's some education programs that
Yes, we have the Play Music program, which is kind of the Piedmont area ensembles where they go in and they help young children learn to play string instruments. And then we also have our Mary Starling education programs where we're sending ensembles into the schools. And then I've been curating an education program to be performed in, I believe it's the end of February, early March. And so I'm so passionate about education. When I was in Detroit, I was very involved with creating kind of their education programs as well. I have two boys of my own. To me, the children are the next generation of music lovers. And if we don't help them, it's not in the cartoons anymore. You know, on Tom and Jerry, you used to hear Rossini and Beethoven, and it's not that anymore.
That's a good point. That's how I used to love soundtrack music, from everything from cartoons to films.
Or you'd see Bugs Bunny conducting the symphony, and you don't see
He's not going to
that.
be conducting in Winston-Salem, is he?
Maybe,
Could be.
There's a
Could
Bugs
be.
Bunny show. Maybe
Well,
we'll
I'll
bring
tell
it.
you what. That's and you got the season all set. And will you come back sometime next year and talk
Yeah.
about some various
I'd
events?
love to. Yes.
That'd be great. Now, look up on the screen, Winston-Salem, you can get to it by WS Symphony, wssymphony.org, and more information there. And of course, this segment was suggested by our good friends at Visit Winston-Salem, who handle all the tourism for us. Visit winstonsalem.com. You can check that out. Michelle, you are delightful. You're an asset to the community. I'm so glad you're here, and thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me, Jim.
All right. We'll be right back after this.
Baby, watch me fly. Baby, watch me soar. Baby, watch me fly. I will open up the sky.
Fly local, fly easy, fly PTI.
Need help buying food? Everyone needs help sometimes. Food and Nutrition Services may be able to help you buy food and free up your money for other expenses, such as utilities and medicine. To receive F&S assistance, households must meet income limits. You may be able to get assistance even if you own a home, car, land, property, or have a retirement plan or money in the bank. Second Harvest Food Bank of Northwest North Carolina team members can help you with the application process over the phone. To receive help or if you have any questions, call 336-422-7758.
Hi, I'm Jim Longworth, reminding you that Triad Today is now streaming on WFMY Plus, available free on Roku and Amazon Fire TV. Back now on Triad Today, and of course, healthcare is always on people's minds and various things, and when do I enroll, and what do I know about this or the other, and we want to focus on Medicaid, among other things, with a very special guest. First-time visitor to the show, Emily Volk is a nurse. She's also a manager of quality management at Northern Regional Hospital in Mount Airy. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
First of all, let's just go back quickly over Medicaid. So give me a quick answer. What is Medicaid and who gets it?
So Medicaid is an insurance coverage, and recently in North Carolina, Medicaid eligibility has expanded. So now patients or community members 19 to 64 are now eligible to apply for those services.
Now, when you say, what did it used to be? I mean, if somebody had come up to you last year and say, what is it? What did it go to and from?
Generally, Medicaid services were available to children, underserved children. It's also Medicaid disability benefits, but now it's broadened to such a larger portion of the community that can apply.
All right. Now, is it difficult if somebody's watching this? Yeah, okay. Now I understand this. Is it difficult for them to apply for this?
No, it's fairly simple. So they can do this online through epass.nc.gov. Also through the Department of Social Services for their local office, that they can go there and apply. They can do it by paper, through epass.nc.gov, or through health fairs in the communities. Oftentimes there are enrollment fairs.
Right, and we're going to talk about the health fairs in just a second, but there's something you sent me in an email about Northern Regional Hospital's in-network system. In other words, what do you mean in-network? Who's in-network with
Yes. So through Medicaid expansion, there are 4 plans available, or 4 providers of Medicaid. Northern Regional is in network with AmeriHealth and also Healthy Blue. So residents who are accustomed to coming to the Northern Network for care should select one of those 2 options, or anyone interested in accessing.
Now, you
Northern.
mentioned some enrollment fairs a minute ago. Let's expand on that for a minute. What happens at those fairs, and what do we expect?
Sure. We have partnered with our Department of Social Services to have some enrollment specialists come for those fairs. We have computers set up. We have folks there to help and, direct people to wherever they need to go, get their applications done.
That's good, because sometimes people don't want to do things online, but they'll come to a fair or an event, and then you can help them. I think that's good. Now, that brings us to something that I want to mention, and that's when these fairs are. One of them is if you happen to be watching Triad Today on Saturday morning, there's still time to get out to this fair, but if you watch us on Sunday morning, you missed it. However, there's another one coming up. So now that I've said that, tell us about the one that's right now, and tell us about the next one.
Yep, so the Saturday fair, this first one is from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the hospital. And the next one coming up is January 13th, also a Saturday, also from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m.
And that's at Northern Regional.
It
right?
is, yeah.
What, since you and I just met, what made you want to become a nurse? Was there somebody in your family that was in medicine, somebody that was a nurse? Was it a teacher that told you that you should go? I mean, what was the deal?
It's a little bit of a funny story, but my father was a physician. He was a surgeon, and sometimes when he would round on patients at the hospital, he would take me with him. And I got to sit at the nurse's station, and they would give me ice cream and all sorts of goodies. So
Wow.
maybe that's what influenced me to want to become a nurse, but I love nursing. I'm so
when you go to
happy.
work, you expect to get ice cream now, is that right?
Sometimes I do get ice cream. It's not very frequent.
Well,
but
I'm glad
yes.
you did go into nursing, and thanks
Thank
to your
you.
dad for setting that pattern up there. Up on screen, choosenorthern.org is the general website, choosenorthern.org. You can also call 719-7441 for more information. And please, if you have questions about this, go to one of the fairs. If you missed the one now, you can go to the one in January. All right, so Emily, thanks for doing this.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
Come back and see us sometime, will you?
Will do.
All right, we'll be right back after this.
No matter the challenges, we were there.
Whatever the struggles, we were there.
And as the sun comes out, bringing the promise of a brighter tomorrow, we will still be here.
We're Duke Energy, and we're building a smarter energy future for you.
Back now on Triad Today. We always like to check in with the good folks from Mountain Valley Hospice and Palliative Care from time to time, but this is a special segment because we're going to talk about how they honor vets. It's a special program called We Honor Vets. You're probably thinking to yourself, hey, Jim, Veterans Day's already passed. But you know what? You honor vets year-round, and that's what this lady's all about. Christy Joyce is our friend. She's a community liaison for Mountain Valley. Good to see you.
Thank you. Good to be here.
The We Honor Vets program, as I said, that's a all-the-time thing for you guys. What is it all about?
It is about honoring those veterans that have served us and providing them with the best quality of care and their families as well.
How do you, give me an example of how you serve veterans from your standpoint?
My standpoint, I am the community liaison. I host veterans coffees and socials at different facilities and communities throughout every county that we serve. And if our veterans need some assistance, I can connect them with veteran service officers. That way they can get a better connection with the VA and any needs that they might have.
Right. There's all sorts of goodies on the table. Now, you can't really see these on camera. We'll have an image of it on screen at some point. But this is a coin. Why is this coin special?
It's a challenge coin, and we present those to veterans that are under our care or veterans in the community because to acknowledge them for the service that they have given us and our country. It's because of those men and women that we have the freedom and liberty that we do today.
Absolutely. Now, there's also, again, we have all sorts of goodies here. This is a very patriotic pin. Looks like some flags on there. What's the whole pinning thing about?
When a veteran comes on service with Mountain Valley, our chaplains go out to see them, or our admission nurses, and they pin them, and they are presented with a red and white blue prayer shawl as well.
Yeah, hold that up a little bit there. That prayer shawl is just beautiful. Now, who makes these?
Our volunteers hand make these, and they have little tags on them, stating who they're made by. Our chaplains pray over them, and they are presented to our veterans.
Right. That's amazing. Now, we talked about people that serve veterans from Mountain Valley, but you guys have a lot of volunteers who happen to be veterans, right? Why is that so important?
That's important because we want our veterans to know and feel like they have someone that has something in common with them. They're called vet-to-vet services, and they volunteer. They do tuck-in calls. They go out to do visits with them and sit with them and just spend time with them.
Also, I think you sent me an email one day about veterans coffee events. What do you mean that? What's that about?
So I'm in 26 different facilities in North Carolina and Virginia hosting veterans coffees with our veterans.
Wow.
I take them coffee, donuts, treats, and this time of year, I'm making stockings for every veteran that I visit.
Well, bless your heart. Now, what's gratifying to you about your job? I mean, you're going around to these coffees and helping people and doing events with veterans and being the community liaison. What's special? What does it mean to you?
My father was a veteran, and I lost my father last year, and he was under our care at Mountain Valley. And just to know that I am living out his legacy and being that person, that go-to person for Mountain Valley to serve our veterans and assist them in anything that I can help them, not only with end of life, but to just have a better quality of life until we get to that point.
Absolutely, absolutely. God, I just appreciate what you're doing. I want to make sure I don't talk too long here and put this on screen because this is important. The website is MTN Valley Hospice. Of course, it stands for Mountain Valley. MTNValleyHospice.org gives you all sorts of information about the services for Mountain Valley Hospice and the different portals and things you can go through, and you can call and get more information. And I hope you'll volunteer too. This is a season of volunteering and giving back. And I tell you what, Chrissy, you just do so much for the community, and I thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. We'll be right back after this.
My mother passed away on a Monday night. My dad and I were with her. What would have been a dreadful experience at home was a blessing at the Wiltz Hospice Home in Dobson. Mama was safe and comfortable. So were we. We were even able to bring our dog Gracie for a visit. From their in-home care to their hospice homes to helping us after she was gone. The people at Mountain Valley Hospice made us better people and became family.
Are you looking to jumpstart your future in the fast-paced, rapidly growing food industry? In Second Harvest Food Bank's Providence Culinary Training Program, you'll learn the craft and art of cooking, plus business and management skills, science and nutrition, and essential life skills. Providence Culinary Training has helped hundreds of individuals just like you launch successful culinary careers. There's no reason to wait to turn your passion for food into an exciting career. Check out the upcoming class schedule on our website at providencews.org.
Hi, I'm Jim Longworth, reminding you to catch my column Longworth at Large and Yes Weekly every week. It's available throughout the Triad, or you can go online, yesweekly.com. Back now on Triad Today, and I'm excited about talking with these three guys because, like me, they're all finely tuned athletes. No, that's not serious. That's not serious. I don't just have ripped abs, I have one ab. All right, so on my immediate right is Bill Gibbs. He's a first-time visitor to the show, but a long-time race director, and he's director of something called the Frosty 50 Trail Races. We're going to find out about in a minute. And, of course, our two good friends from Daggett Schuler. David Daggett, Griff Schuler are here. Welcome, guys. Good to see you.
Hey, Jim.
Bill, let me start with you. I understand this is a special anniversary for the event. So what's it all about, and why was it started?
It was started by Dan Bessie and the Twin City Track Club in 2000 as just a standalone 50K.
Right.
And over the years, it's morphed into, we have a 25K, a relay, a four-person relay, and this is the 25th anniversary of it.
That's great. Now, I think if I understand it, the relay has some special meaning for you. Why?
Yes, my sister passed away a couple years ago, and I thought about starting a race for her, and then I decided we'd just make the relay Gwen's Grace Relay. And so it makes it special for me.
That's just great. That's just great. Now, why do you think this race has been so successful? You said 25 years. I mean, they've got to be doing something right. Why is it so popular?
Well, I think the big thing is in 2012, when we went to the 25K, the relay, it gives it much more festive atmosphere. Because you have the relay people standing around watching and cheering their team on. And the last couple of years we've had tailgating, which Dave's going to test. They cook for us.
Really? Tailgating at the event?
Yes, and we're already sold out, so there's no more spots. People come, especially the teams, will set up a tent, and if it's cold, they have heaters in there, and they bring grills.
Wow.
And so it's really festive.
And Dave, what's your role going to be in this?
So Bill has gotten me to be the MC of the event the last number of years, and I just have so much fun. It is a great day. I'm worn out by the end, because remember, 50K is about 33 miles.
Good
That's a
Lord.
long race. And
Wow.
that's a long day. This year, Bill's also added a 12.5K race,
Right.
which is 7.7 miles. So we can include even more people. We have some of the top distance runners, not only from around this area, but from around the country come in. And it's quite a show and quite an event.
Yes.
Well, Griff, why are you and David and your team so supportive of this event?
Well, when you put together a fun event with an event that benefits charities, you have a win all the way around. And here, a couple of the charities that benefit from the proceeds of this is the Down Syndrome Association, and then something that's to Bill's heart is the Winston-Salem Street School, where he's a teacher.
Right.
And so when you put all that together and charities are benefiting from a local event, it's a real win for everybody.
Absolutely. Now, I want to, maybe we can put some of this on screen, but I just want to do a review here. Frosty 50 Trail Races at Salem Lake. Friday, January 5th is the 5K night race. That's at 5:30. Saturday, January 6th, that's when the other 4 races kick off, including the relay, but that begins at 8 a.m. Now, up on screen to register, you can visit runsignup.com. And also, I hope if you ever need David and Griff, you can check out their website for more information, dag@schulerlaw.com, or you can call 724-1234. We have about 20 seconds left. David, any final thoughts?
Well, I promise you, if you come out, you'll see some exciting running action, a great event. It's kind of a niche event,
Yes.
but the synergy is really pretty powerful.
Well, I appreciate all you guys are doing. Bill, good luck with it, and thanks for everything.
Thank you.
All right. We'll be right back after this.
You know, it's hard to believe the Safe Sober program has been going strong for over 30 years.
And over 600,000 students have made the pledge to stay safe and sober on prom night. You know, Griff, it's had a huge impact on our community.
Yeah, you're right, David. And now we're making sure the message continues year-round.
So everyone can join us in supporting our students.
Learn more and take the pledge at safesober.com, sponsored by Daggett Schuler.
Every cookie sold in the Girl Scout Cookie Program helps girls learn lifelong lessons in people skills, decision making, money management, goal setting, and business ethics. From one generation to the next. It's amazing how much you can learn from a cookie. The Girl Scout Cookie Program. Think outside the box.
Back now on Triad Today, just about time for the round table, but a quick shout out to the good folks here at Senior Botanical Garden in Kernersville. Please visit the garden. It's very festive this time of the year. And speaking of 3 festive guys, on my right, filling in for Ogie's Dave Briggs, director of High Point Theater, we hailed David Daggett over from a previous segment. He's here from Daggett Schuler Law. And Keith Cranberry, founder of Helping Hands Consultants. Okay, guys, during a speech in New Hampshire, Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley suggested that we should require all civil servants to resign after 5 years. Sort of keep, things on a level basis there, I guess, and no corruption in government. She hates bureaucrats. Theoretically, that could include everyone from Justice Department employees to air traffic controllers. Guys, does this plan have any merit, Dave?
It has zero merit. I have to think she misspoke on that. I'm a civil servant. I guess I'd have to quit every 5 years and then reapply. I don't know,
David?
Now, the intelligence, the collective intelligence that's there, you'd be draining that so frequently.
Yeah.
Let's work on the politicians having term limits.
Yeah, that's right.
Not our
Keith,
civil servants.
what do you think? Get rid of civil servants after 5 years?
Absolutely not.
Now, country singer Morgan Wallen recently, I don't even know who this was until I looked it up. Morgan Wallen recently apologized for making a racial slur while he was drunk, he said. He said, "That's not who I am." Can drugs and alcohol make you use racial slurs that you normally wouldn't use? Dave Briggs.
I think a lot of people say stupid things when they're under the influence of their alcohol or drugs, and I think a lot of things that are in their subconscious just pop out. So I'm not
Well,
sure.
if it's a subconscious, I don't know. What do you think, Dave?
Well, obviously you have lower inhibitions, so things come out. But I think it was there before it came out. So.
Yeah, you can't not be a racist and then drink something and blame it on that. What do you think, Keith?
He was already racist, and the alcohol actually brought out his racism. So just embrace that. Tell the truth.
Yeah, and they all say, "Oh, that's not who I am."
That is exactly who he is.
Some congressmen want to designate a federal holiday honoring Rosa Parks for her refusal to sit in the back of a public bus in 1955. Sounds like a good idea. So I guess my question to you guys is, are you okay with the Rosa Parks holiday, or do you think we have enough federal holidays already? Dave Briggs.
I think Rosa's an amazing person, and what she did was remarkable. I think we have too many federal holidays as it is, frankly.
I agree with Dave 100%. Clearly, we need a public tribute of some sort, but not another holiday.
Keith?
I disagree with both of them. Number one, we only have one black person who has a federal holiday, and that's Martin Luther King. Everyone else is of other race. And I think Rosa Parks' contribution to society is so big that you have to have a federal holiday after her.
Yeah, we could drop Columbus Day and then put
you
that
absolutely can drop Columbus Day and Columbus.
Yeah, talking about a fine, upstanding white man, Columbus. All right, in this country, we continue to put people in prison who've embezzled or defrauded individuals or agencies. Guys, wouldn't it make more sense to put them under house and work arrest so at least they can work to pay off the money they stole quickly, Dave?
It might make more sense, but they might be embezzling more.
Well, you know, Dave.
I think there needs to be a combination. I think there needs to be the punishment side and then the work it off side. And if you could combine those, that might be the best thing to do.
It's very difficult to pay back something after you've been to prison. I don't know how that actually works, because you're asking them to pay back millions of dollars. They go to prison, they come out.
No, they can't. You can't pay it in prison.
Yeah, well, that's my point.
Yeah.
There needs to be some other programs.
All right. Dr. Pepper recently held another of their halftime challenges where they gave away $100,000 in college tuition to the contestant who can throw more footballs through an inflatable Dr. Pepper can. Guys, shouldn't students compete for tuition money by passing an academic test rather than a passing test?
Well, they already do that. But this is a promotion. And by the way, it must be working because we're talking about it.
Right.
Yeah, this isn't the school, this is a private company, and as Dave says, it's a promotion and whatever they want to do.
It just seems a little disingenuous to me, Keith.
I think that Dr. Pepper is probably putting money into other programs, and I think this is just one of the programs, so I think it's okay.
All right, well, I'll defer to you three guys. Finally, a Jacksonville, Florida couple recently got married. They took their vows inside their car going through a car wash. Guys, if you were getting married today, would you consider holding the ceremony in a car wash? Dave Briggs.
Yeah, if I can wear goggles.
You don't mind. David.
I don't need to be cleaned up quite that badly.
Yeah,
So,
well, I don't think you'd have your windows down, though. Keith, would you hold a wedding ceremony in a car wash?
No, I look like the type of person would do something like that. I got class.
No, you got class. Yep, that's right. He's got class.
I'm a classy guy.
He is classy. He's something. All right. Well, that's all. Fortunately, that's all the time we have. Oh, except for this. Is going back to football. The great quarterback, NFL quarterback Patrick Mahomes. I love this guy. He's great. A lot of talent. But he just said he recently admitted that he wears the same pair of underwear every week for every game, which might explain why the defense can't touch him. I don't know what that. He probably watches them anyway. All right. For all of us here, Triad Today. I hope you all have a happy holiday. I'm Jim Longworth. We'll see you next week.